Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is August 15th, Thursday, August 15th. Yeah, Thursday, August 15th, 2024. Alright, let me see something. My last video, okay, yeah, was like yesterday, so that's good. Let me see. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, gives you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Okay? Give me 1 second, hold on. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna start pulling cards. Oh, I gotta go back to the video. Alright, let me move that down for a minute. I had a dream yesterday. I mean, I guess last night. It was like a whole movie, but one of them was an interesting scene is what I saw. I feel like, yeah, my movies, my dreams are like movies, you know. So that's why I just say like scene. Like there was this one scene because like it's just one thing after another, and like, you know, my dreams. But one thing that was very interesting was there's like a masculine, right? And it was interesting. I had like a board, like a bulletin board on my wall. My eye's leaking, sorry. And I had a bulletin board on my wall, and like I had like a bunch of notes and things like that. Like notes, sticky notes, whatever, right? And there's this masculine who's older, right? It was a father figure, right? So this could be like any father figure, but and he was looking at it like on my bulletin board, and he was like reading it, and it was like something clicked in his head, like some sort of like realization or truth or clarity clicked into his head, and he was reading it, and he looked at me. And like I could see that he like I don't know, like finally like put two and two together or realized something, or was like from my perspective it was kind of like, oh, finally, you know, like I'm just waiting for someone to get there, you know. And it was just kind of like the fact that this person even finally got to the bulletin board was like, all right, we're on the right track. And then like to get them to read it, that's something. And then to like get them to like kind of like for it to click, that's another thing too. And so I'm just like watching this masculine, and I'm just like, okay. And like I could see that he like realized something, and then like it hit me, and I'm like, finally, now that you realize this, now that you see this, now that you know this, finally, right? It was like that. Oh my god, it was like that. And it was interesting because there was a younger feminine behind this masculine, but she wasn't near the bulletin board. Like she was just following this masculine. It was weird. I still have to figure that part out. But she was just like following him. Like, she really didn't have any intentions of like reading anything herself, or like putting two and two together herself, or like finding clarity, or like figuring something out. Like, she didn't care about that. That's not like, she was just there to follow the masculine. Like, she was just following the masculine. That's it. That's all she cared about, right? Meanwhile, this masculine is just like finally like reading between the lines, and I could see that like it hit him, the realization of something. Now, mind you, even though he realized something, this is all in my dream. He realized something, and I seen that he realized, and I was like, finally, you realize this, right? The realization, whatever truth or clarity or realization that this father figure just got, it's actually very sad. Like, it's kind of like what he knew wasn't what he knew, or who he thought wasn't who he thought it was, or it's actually like, from my perspective, it's like, finally you see what I see. But I guess in his perspective, it's like, damn, so-and-so really ain't chisel, or, you know, this situation really wasn't I thought it was going to be, right? So for you, collective, it's good, because it's like, finally you can see what I'm seeing. Like, you're on the same page as me, right? You finally, right? It's kind of like, oh man, like, right? It's like, that's like a relief. But for the person who's having this moment of clarity, this realization, it's good, but at the same time, it's kind of like, now that they've seen what they've seen, now that they know what they know, now that they are aware of whatever they are aware of, you can't go back from that. And it's kind of like, it's going to start breaking things down for them, like their ego, who they thought was, like, whatever images, illusions. It's going to be, I can't not, like, it's kind of sad in a sense, because it's like, wow, you telling me all this time so-and-so who wasn't what so-and-so was, or whatever, something like that. It's like somebody was putting an illusion on a masculine figure about you, and come to find out, this father masculine figure is realizing the person that's putting on the illusion on you, that person ain't shit. And I'm only laughing because it's like, having a realization like that, seeing something like that after for so long, right? It's like, it can be a little soul crushing, right? Especially if this is a father figure, and you're like realizing something about a family member, or a child, or a friend, or a relative, or whatever, right? Realizing something about somebody for so long after you've been conditioned to see them a certain way, right? That's gotta hurt. Especially when you're realizing, wow, you just treated this person like shit because of this illusion that you were put under, or a conditioned mindset that you were put under, right? And you're realizing, wow, after all these years, after all this time, right? That's the realization. So that's why it's kind of sad. But for you, collective, it's like, finally you see what I see, right? So for you, it's like a breath of fresh, oh my gosh, a breath of fresh air. Breath air. Somebody could have a lisp. So that's that. That's the dream. All right. I'm gonna start pulling cards now. How interesting. And it's so interesting too, because in my dream, you know, and not just in dreams, but everywhere, bulletin boards, right? They're big cork boards, and you put notes and flyers and information on them. It's there for everyone to see. It's there, right? So I had this bulletin board where it's not hidden. It's there. The information is there. The knowledge is there. Like the truth is there. It's there, right? How many times have you walked past by a bulletin board without even like looking at it? And then one day you're like, you know what? Let me just see what they have posted. And then you look at the bulletin board and you find all these cool flyers, this information, a cool event, right? Because you're finally looking at it. And like, this is real life, right? So in the dream, it's like this person is like, finally, you know what? Let me see. And it's like, wow, you telling me all this time, this truth, this clarity, this realization was right here in front of me. It was right here. And I'm just now looking at it. just now, right? After however long, whatever, right? And for you, collective, you could have just been, you had that right there, the truth right there, the clarity, it's right there. And it's like you're just waiting for somebody to just see what it is that you're pointing at, what it is that you're looking at. Like, just, does nobody see what I'm seeing? Like, does nobody can see, like, what this is for what it is? Like, am I the only one? So the fact that it's now happening, it's just like, oh, finally, right? Because it's kind of like, also, like, maybe you were doing, like, jumping jacks or, like, backflips, like, just look at the, just look, right? Because you can't outright say something, like 141. You can't outright say something, or, like, it's just not, because one, I feel like it's not your place, and two, it's just, like, it would come off as, like, kind of tattletale, or, like, weird, like he said, she said kind of thing. It's just one of those things where you just gotta let it play out, right? So maybe you could have been like, you know, look over here, or just like, but you can't really, like, it's one of those things where you can't just say it. People have to see it for themselves. And it's happening. People are seeing something for themselves. So that's that. So I'm going to pull cards now. I've been seeing 1155 a lot. I just saw 1133. 1155, I looked it up, and it was talking about how you're now leaning into your curiosities and trusting your intuition. So if you're seeing 1155, then that's a good sign. Whatever it is that you're doing, keep doing it. You know what? Actually, yeah. Hold on, I gotta get some sage. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah, boy. Oh. Alright, so I have to do a certain spread for this reading. It's just 3 cards for tarot. It's going to be past, present, future. I don't know why, but it has to be this way for this reading. Past, Knight of Wands. Present, Lovers. Future, King of Wands. Oh shit. On the bottom of the deck, 2 Pentacles. Is that my hair? That's my hair. Past. Knight of Wands. Present, Lovers. King of Wands for future. All right. All right. We got the Knight of Wands for the past, the Lovers for present, and the King of Wands for the future. This is a very interesting spread, very interesting read and message and whatever, right? So you could have said something to a father figure about another masculine. Wow. And now this father figure is like finally seeing what you're seeing about this masculine. But it doesn't seem like anything bad was said. Oh, so in the dream, the woman that's following the father figure in my dream, right? That woman, she's just following to be nosy. She's going to be dealt with, though. So I wouldn't really worry about that. But you said something to a father figure about a masculine, a King of Wands. And now this father figure is like seeing what you're seeing. Right? But it's kind of like one of those things where you can't really say it. You just have to wait for the cards to come out, for like the wheel to turn, for like, I just saw 171, like the things to kind of just play out as they're supposed to play out, right? So there could have been a King of Wands who before was, you just couldn't really take this person serious with the Knight of Wands. This is not, they're not someone you take serious, right? And I'm not saying forever, it's just this, someone who's in the Knight of Wands energy, it's very hard to take someone serious in the Knight of Wands energy. Right? But again, that's why I was being told to do the past, present, future, because that person could have been this way in the past. They could have been that way in the past. Now, with the Lovers card here for the present, I feel like you're working with this person, or this person has someone that they're working with, or whatever the case it is, like a union or some sort of duality, some sort of like partnership, relationship. That, I feel like, was very critical for this Knight of Wands to become a King of Wands. And this is what's going to happen. This is happening. This is something that's already been set. It's I just saw 1818. It's set. This is what's happening now. So there's a father figure who you could have told this to, or like you said something to a father figure. This father figure is now seeing things that a Knight of Wands is turning into a King of Wands. There's also something, this father figure is now realizing the importance of a partnership or a relationship or a union, or like it's okay to work with this person now, or whatever unions, partnership this Knight of Wands is in. It's actually benefiting them, like it's good for them, because you're turning from a Knight of Wands to a King of Wands. That's progress. You're making progress. So you could be, this could be for like a divine masculine, or like a masculine turning into a divine masculine. So this could be for you, or this could be you becoming a divine feminine. You would take care of this, but I feel like this is more for a masculine, like a divine masculine. I feel like this is what this is about. This is talking about a boy turning into a man. And you could have known this. You could have seen this. I feel like Knight of Wands is also like potential. Like, you could have seen this. 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 and now someone is seeing this. There is a very, very nosy woman around a father figure who is also now seeing this. They're seeing something. They're seeing like someone grow up, a boy turning into a man, or like the importance of some sort of relationship or union or whatever. They're seeing that there actually is a King of Wands in the midst. They're seeing this. But
I like this one.
Hold on. Okay. So, right, that's that, right? My armpit's itchy. Then we have the Two of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is more for this masculine King of Wands. So here's the thing too, because I feel like with this reading, the past is in the past now. It's past, right? They are no longer a Knight of Wands, right? Wherever they are, they're somewhere in between the Lovers and the King of Wands. I was gonna say it's like the present and the future are always meshing, especially in this storyline, in this particular reading. They're like continuously meshing together, right? So it's like this is a for sure thing that this person is a King of Wands. Yes, my love. I asked you if you needed help. Here.
Help.
I will help you. The Two of Pentacles. Hold on. Wait. You got your hoodie. All good? Better? You're welcome. She said thanks. Don't, no. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, damn, what was I saying? The Two of Pentacles, right? I just saw 222. Yeah, so things are going into alignment for this masculine. So yeah, you could be a divine masculine. Things are falling into place. What is the Two of Pentacles? Priorities. Right. So with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like this person, you, right, divine masculine, could be juggling your priorities or maintaining something, trying to find a balance. It has to do with your finances, trying to balance out your finances. I feel like this is where it's very irritating. We got 1, 2, 3. Let me see something. And Two Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Temperance reverse. Knight of Pentacles reverse. Eight of Pentacles reverse. Solid Cups. Tower. Ace of Cups. Yeah. So there could be a karmic Sagittarius around this masculine, and it just, I feel like, so this King of Wands, you divine masculine, you're trying to balance out your finances, trying to work on your finances, right? And that's where you're trying to putting your okay, all right. You're putting your focus in your finances, which is not bad, right? So you have this partnership. This could be a romantic partnership, but it could just be you working with yourself, balancing yourself out with yourself, right? Because the Lover's card, yes, it's Gemini, but it's also the yin and the yang, balancing like the feminine and the masculine, right? Within yourselves, being at one like whole with yourself. All right. But I'm not going to get into that. That's not really my business. But anyway, so this King of Wands, he's very focused on balancing out his finances, which is good. All right. Now, we have Temperance reverse, Knight of Pentacles reverse, right? Eight of Pentacles reverse, Five of Cups, Tower, upright, Ace of Pentacles upright. So here's the thing. There could be a karmic Sagittarius around this King of Wands. It could be the one that was nosy, that's behind that father figure. Like, she doesn't really care about paying attention, whatever. She just wants to know what's going on, right? But like I said, she will be dealt with accordingly, All right. With the Temperance in reverse, it could be a karmic Sagittarius, and it's like she wants this King of Wands to be impulsive and wasteful and not have any work ethic, not just wasting his time, wasting his money, wasting his energy, have no ambition, have no focus, have no goals. She doesn't want this King of Wands upright to be a King of Wands upright. She would prefer it when it was like he was a Knight of Wands, just playing games, not really focused, not really, it's, you cannot take a Knight of Wands serious. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to do, right? To take a Knight of Wands serious. But whatever happened, this King of Wands, this Knight of Wands is now a King of Wands, and now he's focused on his balancing out his finances, which is good, right? Because if you're a Knight of Wands, you're not focused on anything, not even your finances, not your priorities, your futures, your goals, yourself. You're just not. So that's why it's hard to take a Knight of Wands serious. You just play too much. You play too many games. You're just not focused on your life. You take your life as a joke. You take everything as a joke. It's like that. It's that energy. But something happened. This is now a King of Wands, and now he's focused on his priorities. He's got ambition. He's got motivation. He's got goals. He's got ethics. He's got the drive. And I also feel like because this King of Wands is also looking at this Lover's card, he's very focused, and not just on his finances, but on his self. And if there is a partnership around him, that involves him, he's focused on that as well. So there's a lot on this King of Wands' plate. That's where his focus is on, right? It's no longer being a Knight of Wands. And he could also be looking at how he once was in the past, how he used to be a Knight of Wands. I'm trying to speed this up, I'm sorry. Also, it's just coming out, right? It's coming out like lava! Oh, that's a funny movie, Bridesmaids, right? But, yeah, if I don't, like, say it out as soon as it comes out, it burns my brain or some shit like that. But, so yeah, he could also be looking at, like, how he once was, how far he's gotten, the influences around him that has helped him, has pushed him, has influenced him to now do what he's got to do. Anyways, right? So this karmic Sagittarius doesn't want him to be focused. They want him to be impulsive, not focus on his work, not have any drive, just wasteful, not focus on his life, his future, himself. It's a karmic Sagittarius. And it's making this karmic Sagittarius very, very sad, because it's kind of like, damn, I just lost out on my player. I just lost out on my Joker. I just lost out on my Knight of Wands. And I feel like there was something in it for this karmic Sagittarius when this King of Wands was a Knight of Wands. It was in it. There was something in it for her. It was like she could benefit off of that energy, because he wasn't serious. She didn't have to worry about him leaving her. That's very twisted. If you benefit, if you are, how do I say this? But again, the Tower happened. What happened is that this King of Wands found love. That's what changed. He found love. That's what happened. He found love. That's what changed. We got Tower and the Ace of Cups. He found love. Now this could be love for himself, love for his future, love for his goals, love for himself. And again, with this Lover's card, it could be whatever, if he's in a union or partnership or a relation, whatever, if he found that. So it could also be he found love through this relationship, or you would know, right? Divine Masculine, you will know you found love, whether that's love for yourself or love from a connection. That's what changed. That's what shifted you from a Knight of Wands to a King of Wands. That's what happened. I'm telling you, it's crazy, because in my reading yesterday, I was talking about how love, it's such a potent form of magic. People go to war for love. People create mountains, create cities, create worlds. They create and destroy all in the name of love. Love is so common, but yet so foreign to so many people, so many parts of the world. It's so common. There's stories and books and movies and songs and scriptures and hieroglyphics and sonnets and of love. But at the same time, it's also so foreign to people. if you've never experienced love, you have no idea the power, the changes, the transformation, the ability that it has. Love is extremely powerful, right? But that's what happened. Love. This King of Wands found love, whether it be for himself, of himself, for someone else, because of someone else. It's there. That's what happened. That's what changed. Love. And there's a karmic Sagittarius woman that is just sad. So what I was going to say is that if this Knight of King of Wands was a Knight of Wands, she benefited from that, because it's kind of like, oh, they'll never grow up. I'll always have my little friend. I'll always have my buddy. I'll always have my jokester. I'll always have whatever. They'll never grow up. They're never going to leave me. And that's the sick part. Because if you feel like the only way to be around someone is if they never benefit, or they never grow, or they never... If you have to, like, make sure that... How do I say this? By encouraging someone and uplifting them, if that terrifies you because you feel like you're going to be left out in the cold, that's very sad. And I feel like that's what makes this Sagittarius, this karmic Sagittarius woman, very, very sad and depressed. It makes her sad and depressed because it's like she feels like she like lost her buddy, her friend, her jokester. Like I feel like in her mind, if he was a Knight of Wands, she could always rely on him. Like, oh, he's not gonna grow up. He's not gonna move on. He's not gonna do this. He's not gonna do that. This relationship is gonna be solid. We're gonna be good forever. As long as he doesn't grow up, as long as he doesn't mature, as long as he doesn't have focus and ambition and drive, and becomes a King of Wands, right? As long as he does that, I'm gonna be fine. And I feel like you being the observer that you are, because I was in my dream, I was like an observer. I'm always like an observer, right? So in my dream, I was like an observer, and I was telling, I had this bulletin board of information, and I was kind of just like waiting for someone to see what I was seeing. And this father figure finally looked at the bulletin board, and he was like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, finally, I can breathe now. So you could have said something about this Knight of Wands in the past, who is now a King of Wands, and a father figure is now seeing this King of Wands as a King of Wands, right? Meanwhile, you could have seen this Knight of Wands. It was like, that could be a King of Wands, or they have a potential to be a King of Wands, or they should be a King of Wands, or whatever, right? I'll make sure that they're a King of Wands, whatever, right? And you were just waiting for someone to see what you're seeing, and this is it. Yes, my love. She's calling me. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. She needed help with her game. She was like stuck on a level. So yeah, your transformation, Divine Masculine, is making a woman very depressed and sad. I don't know. I feel like there was a major part of her that was really hoping that you would always be this way. And I feel like there was a kind of like not directly, but indirectly, she was hoping that you would always be this way, and was kind of like doing things to make you be in this energy, or make it seem like, I don't know, it's like she just was hoping. And like she was betting, I feel like she was betting that you would be in this energy too. There's a lot of wicked people that they will see the potential in you before you see it yourself. And they would do things not directly, but indirectly, to make sure that you would stay in that energy. Because you being in that energy makes you more reliant on them, makes you more hopeful, or not hopeful. It's like you need them more. The relationship, you need to be less than them. You need to have less than them. You need to think less than them. You need to hope less than them. It's your potential for greatness is something that they cannot achieve, or that they gave up on themselves. And it's like, and especially if this person is older than this King of Wands, that's very sad, because like you're an older woman preying on a King of Wands that's younger than you, hoping that their life will always be shit. That's sad. You gotta ask yourself why. Why do you want younger people to have shittier lives than you? Are you anything to look up to? Are you a good role model? Are you proud of where you are in your life? Have you achieved the goals and the dreams and the aspirations that you once had when you were younger? Are you proud of that? So the fact that you karmics are preying on younger people hoping that they would never achieve their potential is very sad. It's sick and twisted. And like I said, they will be dealt with accordingly. So you, right, could be the divine feminist or empress. You've seen the potential. You knew that this person, with just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, they would turn from a Knight of Wands to a King of Wands. And really, all it really takes is for a big transformation to happen is love. That's it. Very simple. It's so simple. It's very simple. That's all it takes is love. Alright, so I'm going to change the cards. Unbelievable. Tried to trap you with a baby. What in the world? Now, this card came out last time, right? Tried to trap you with a baby. So, it might not even be like a baby. But I feel like this karmic Sagittarius tried to keep this King of Wands when they were a Knight of Wands under like trouble and tried to keep them in this weird, trying to put troubles on them, issues, responsibilities, or making it seem like they had responsibilities that had nothing to do with them. It's kind of like this karmic Sagittarius woman trying to put some weird emotional, mental, spiritual, I feel like a spiritual responsibility that was hers onto him. I feel like she tried to like put some sort of like trouble onto him, or trauma or karma onto him that had nothing to do with him. And it's like crazy because you have a bunch of karmics that are much, much older, and because they weren't able to fulfill whatever they wanted to fulfill, or dreams, or they couldn't finish a contract or get out of a cycle, it's like they get envious and they get bitter and they get like jealous of younger people who have so much potential and energy, and like they just need that wisdom, that guidance to like break out of those cycles that are easy to break out of. But they know that, right? These older karmics, but they would deliberately keep these younger people into cycles that are so easy to break out of just because they're not aware of these cycles themselves. That's twisted. That's sick. You don't do that. And I feel like this karmic Sagittarius woman was trying to do that to this King of Wands, trying to keep him in trouble, or karma, or spiritual strife that had nothing to do with him. All he had to do was find love and he's good to go. That's it. But it's like, if she was aware of that, or if he, you take out resonate. If they were aware of that, all it took was a little bit of love, they purposely would withhold love or affection or kindness or nurturing, or make it seem like that's not real, that doesn't exist, that's not really a thing, and well, who needs love? It's weird. It's so weird how people like that think. And then they get sad and depressed when these transformations happen for chosen ones. This King of Wands is supposed to be something greater. He's got to the King of Wands. Now he's on to being an emperor. And then he's going to be a divine masculine. And whatever, right? You got a bunch of older karmics that see younger people and they know that they have potential, but they will deliberately do things to keep them from reaching their potential. It's so sad, man. Like, that shit is so... Oh my god. And you could have said something to someone like, oh yeah, just, they have the potential, they could do this or they could do that, right? Blah, blah, blah. You're just waiting for other people to see what it is that you're seeing about these divine masculines or these divine feminines, right? And now it's being seen. What happened, my love?
He popped.
Yeah, because you keep biting them. You're not supposed to bite them.
He popped.
I'll blow another one for you, okay?
It's clean.
Alright. I got it. Hold on.
The pop.
Don't pop it. Don't bite it.
Buy it?
Don't bite it.
But why?
Because it's gonna pop. I gotta sneeze.
Got you.
Thank you, thank you.
I want.
Don't let them get you out of character. Yeah. That's in the Lover's card. So if you're a Divine Masculine or a King of Wands, right, watching this, there's someone around you. It could be a group of people that are trying to get you out of character. I just saw a 414. Trying to get you to become unbalanced with yourself or unbalanced with your person. It could be both. By getting you to be unbalanced with your person, it'll cause you to be unbalanced with yourself, right? That's for some of you. For others of you, it's just being unbalanced with yourself. For others of you, it's just being unbalanced with your person. You take it how it resonates, right? But basically, you have a bunch of people that are trying to get you to be in this Knight of Wands energy again. All right. So this is like a reminder for you to just, whatever you're doing, you're on the right path. Keep doing that. And another reminder is there will always be people, always, no matter how old you are, no matter where you are in your life, that will always try to get you out of character. All right. It is your duty to yourself to remind yourself why that would be foolish to do. Right. And also, what benefits them if I allow them to get me out of character? What do they get? They get to be not sad anymore because you moved on. You're growing up, right? There is that Bible verse. There comes a time when when a boy puts down childish things and becomes a man. This is what's going on. You're becoming from a boy to a man. This is what this is. A man's journey, a man's story. And this could be a mother figure, your mother, a mother figure, someone you look up to, someone you felt comfortable with, guidance, whatever. But you're not realizing all the wisdom and the guidance, it's BS, because where has that gotten you? Right? Anyways, so don't let them get you out of character, because it's just really, if you do that, you're going to lose progress, you're going to set yourself back, and you're going to lose focus. You're trying to maintain your finances, get a handle on yourself, focus on balance out your priorities, all right? Aww. You have a passed over loved one that's watching you. They're watching you with love, because there's hearts, right? They're watching you with love. Now, I feel like one of the reasons why they're watching you is because you're supposed to break a cycle that they were unable to break. And they're watching you with support, with love. And not only that, but it's kind of like you're giving this passed over loved one hope that they may not have had when they were alive and walking on earth. I just saw 444. This passed over loved one is also protecting you. And because it's like, wow, hold on. All right. That was like getting really emotional. Yeah, this passed over loved one is watching you. It's you're giving them the hope that they never had when they were alive. So that's, that's why I feel like it's also very important for you to not let anybody get you out of character. You're setting an example. Whether you know this or not, whether you see this or not, you are setting an example, all right, for your ancestors, your past over loved ones. I just saw 4455. You're setting an example, even for those around you. Whether you know this or not, whether you see this or not, whether you're aware of this or not, you are setting an example. You are. King of Wands. All right. Don't let anybody like self-love is the best love. I'm telling you. It's all about love. That's what happened. That's what happened. Your past over loved ones could also be like seeing the miracle powers of love, what it's like to love yourself, to have love, to operate out of love, to let love in, to be able to love, to be vulnerable to love, right, in healthy ways. You're setting examples, right? And this is, I feel like, for your bloodline, your generation, your future. I'm telling you, man, love, it's the closest thing we have to magic. And it will do wonders if handled like the right way. Like, when I look in the mirror, I don't know what I see. That was more towards the Knight of Wands. When I look in the mirror, I cry. I don't know what I see. So you could have been in this energy for a very long time as a Knight of Wands. And that could have been because if you didn't take yourself serious, right? You didn't take yourself serious, your goals, your futures, whatever, and nobody took you serious, of course, that's going to make you feel like, who am I? What am I? What am I doing? What's the whole point? What's the purpose? Blah, 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 right? So I can see that. There was a time when this Knight of Wands will look at themselves in the mirror and cry and feel sad and depressed because what is the point, right? That was their energy. But love happened, and now they know, oh, this is possible, that's possible, they can do this, they can do that, they have focus for this, they have focus for that, they have ambition for this. Love will do the craziest things. This is good. I feel like this is a good reading. Okay, well, we don't need to know about that. So this is that, right? Let me see. I'm going to get like a clarifying card and a house card, and then I'm going to close the reading. I feel like as an older person, as an elder or something, you're supposed to guide and impart wisdom, right? And teach and the youngers, because children are the future, right? Those children grow up to be adults, and then adults, you know, they make rules and they have says and they laws and things like that. Like, so if you have a child, right, and then that child becomes a Knight of Wands, and that adult becomes a Knight of Wands, and that elder is still a Knight of Wands, what is the future promising us? And you being an elder or older person, and you see this, and you could have stopped this, or you have the ability to change this so that the future is promising, even though you're not going to be in that future. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. That's from that contact commercial. There's this girl, she goes, because everyone's talking about like 1-800-CONTACTS, and her accent is so exaggerated, it's so funny. She goes, what are you doing? Come on. It cracks me up every single time. What are you doing? Come on. Anyways, But basically, it's like that. Like, just because you're not gonna be here for the future doesn't mean it's not like there isn't gonna be one. At least if you're gonna leave this world, at least make sure that the world is gonna be in somewhat of good hands, or like there's gonna be more good people, or like, you know, like even if you leave the world and there's like 8 bad people, right, and there's 2 good people, and you could have made a difference and created 2 more good people, so there's like, I'm not good with numbers, 6 bad people and 4 good people, right? At least you left with like there's more good people in the world. But instead, what you guys are doing is, if you're leaving and the world has got like 2 good people, you're gonna make sure that those 2 good people are the only ones. So you're not gonna worry about making more good people before you leave. And I feel like that's what's so sad. You have the opportunity to help these people become good people, find their path, so that they can help other people find their path, and so on and so on. Like a tree with roots that's growing and stretching. But you kind of just let your root rot, and you're going to let that root rot, and you're going to let that root rot. What is the point? Like, why are you here then? If you're not going to do your job as an elder and guide the youngins. What are you doing? What's your point? Like, you gave up? Okay, then that's on you. Go give up and like live and solitary, but don't spread that misery, that negativity, that stagnation to people who have potential that can be greats. Unbelievable, man. I'm gonna put this for the King of Wands. I don't even know what to title this video. I'll figure it out. I always figure it out. Cavern of Secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. Ooh. Yeah. I feel like this person is looking deep within themselves, and they're trying to figure things out. They're trying to heal. They're trying to work on things. Also, here's the thing, too. When you become a healed version of yourself and you start focusing on what needs to be focusing, it's very easy for you, whether you're divine feminine, divine masculine, to see how people operate and why they operate. Now, if you're operating at a higher vibration, it's easy for you to sense, see, and feel and hear people who do not operate out of genuine good intentions, right? So this King of Wands could also be seeing how people are secretly operating around him, towards him, to him, right? But you could be a divine feminine King of Wands or masculine King of Wands. You would know, right? Take out how it resonates. Cavern of Secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. Yeah, it's like this love. Like I said, it could even be self-love, this union, this partnership, right? For some people, all it takes is someone to just pour into their cup for them to realize that they have a cup that can even be poured into, right? So I feel like this King of Wands realized that, and they're now just like seeing things that they've never seen before and experiencing things that they've never experienced before, and the world is different. It's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit welcoming, loving, warm, right? They're realizing things with themselves and their environment, their neighbors, their friends, their communities, the world, with life. Alright, so this is the last one, because I want to watch my show now. Mana do 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 do. Mana do 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 do. Mana. What? I know that's from the Muppets. Hold on. Mana Mana is one of the Muppets' most famous ditties, beloved around the world, and it means absolutely nothing. The Muppets are here to prove that lyrics don't have to be about love, heartache, lost, or be in any way profound or to be popular. So I feel like that's more for like, okay, so now I'm also seeing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, not Willy Wonka and right? Willy Wonka is like the first one with Gene Wilder, and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the one with Johnny Depp. But I remember Charlie asks Willy Wonka, because Willy Wonka is like, that, what I'm about to say about Willy Wonka and then the song about Mana Mana, how like it means absolutely nothing. It's just fun to sing, like it is what it is, right? That's what love is. Love, it doesn't have to mean anything. It just is what it is. Charlie asks Willy Wonka, like, what's the point? Willy Wonka's like, what do you mean? He's like, what's the point of candy? Willy Wonka's like, it's candy. It doesn't have to have a point. It just is. You just enjoy it. It's just candy, right? So I feel like this karmic Sagittarius, or people around this King of Wands, could be like, there's no point in love. Love is a myth. Love is this. Love is that. And there doesn't have to be a point for love. Like, I feel like it's just a bunch of scorned elders. Bitter elders, bitter people, bitter men, bitter women, and they look down on love because they never really experienced it, or they misused it, or they were abused, or whatever. And you know, it's like those same people, those are the ones you don't want to take life advice from. If you're taking life advice from somebody who's like, love is not important, or relationships are not important, or you know, going to school is not important, or it's pointless, and they're like, why did, like, if that's what you want to do, then support me. Like, that's all that matters. Just support. If you truly care and love for this person, support them. It doesn't matter what your personal opinions are, especially if what they want to do is not going to harm anybody, it's not hurting anybody, it's not illegal, right? It's like you say, oh, I want to open up a store and sell soap. Oh, you really want to do that? Soap is stupid, this and that. You know, soap is not even going to last long. For what? That's so unnecessary. I just want it, like, you know, it's... So these people could be like, what's the point of love? It doesn't have to have a point. It just is. Like candy, it just is. Like that song, it just is. Like, it's fun. It's like, there's nothing wrong with love. There's nothing wrong with candy. There's nothing wrong with that song, right? I mean, it's just, it just is. My nose is itchy. I'm on the nose. I know what I'm talking about. We have Scorpio twice out here. We have Scorpio in the Tower in front of the Ace of Cups, and then we have in Scorpio 8th house. I'm telling you, this is a massive transformation. Tower is also about transformation. 8th house is also about transformation. Scorpios, we are all about transformation. We are always willing, okay, if this doesn't work for us anymore, we're going to dead that and have another rebirth, have another rebirth, have another rebirth. Like, I feel like Scorpios, they've lived so many lives in one life, but this King of Wands has gone through a transformation, a rebirth. There's also, with the lovers here, there's a process going on, purification to resurrect. The secrets of, resulting from the power of. So we have the secrets of, and then we have Cavern of Secrets. I'm telling you, this King of Wands is realizing a lot of things. And if you're not on the end where this King of Wands is like, that doesn't make sense, you're not going to be around this King of Wands much longer. That's what I'm saying. These people are going to be dealt with accordingly. This woman is going to be dealt with accordingly. These men are going to be dealt with accordingly. Right? These elders, these are going to be dealt with accordingly. This King of Wands is realizing a bunch of things. They're realizing secrets, people, situations, things for what it is. And this is something that cannot be stopped. This is already happening. It's in a process. And it's both. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it's like they're intertwined in mesh. It's a process, but it's already happened. It's happened, but it's also in the process. It's both. I can't explain that. It's both. Purification to resurrect, that transformation, that rebirth, the secrets of. And also Scorpio, 8th house, right? The 8th house is all about secrets, delving deeper, knowing why, what is, how, resulting from the power of. Yeah, this masculine is now walking in his power, and he will be walking in his power, and he is walking in his power, and he will be walking in his power. You see how that is? So this is a reading. Hope it helps buying.